Hello, this is Stefan Oliver again. We're back here on the farm, our house, and I kind of wanted to do a walk around. It's now May, and it's about the end of May. So 2014, it's actually Memorial Day, so everyone's got the day off. Figured it'd be a good time to walk through the grove with you. We talked about the property next door last time and how we were cleaning up over there, and kind of took you around the farm. We were starting off with piling up lots of mulch, a lot of palm tree mulch, and spreading it out around the property, and we really like the effects of it. We're pretty much done now, so the whole property is covered. The trees are really doing well. We had our peach trees just due a round of fruit, so we got about 100 pounds, 120 pounds per tree. They're about 6 foot tall trees right now, but everything is growing great. The mulch really made a big difference, and stuff's tasting great, and really happy with the outcome. So we're walking up towards our garden here now, and the whole point of this is seasonal. It's to take advantage of what nature's already doing for us. Springtime, we're going to plant what does good outdoors here. We have no greenhouses. We're not manipulating temperature at all in our garden, so we are seasonal farmers. We walked through our tomato bed last year, and everything has kind of been turned around and brought in a lot of compost. We changed the layout of our watering system. Also, I put an irrigation system onto the garden boxes, the raised beds, and we're filling in good. We have artichokes started off, a little guava tree, the first little flower that guava's given off. It's a pineapple guava. Then we have purple tomatillos, our crookneck squash, and we have Roma tomatoes, lemon heirloom tomatoes, the big boy better tomato. And then we have our cherry tomatoes, our yellow pear tomatoes, and our sweet 100s. We have zucchini, and in between the zucchini and underneath the steps is sweet basil. And then as you make your way down, I switched over to purple ruffle basil. So that's growing in nicely underneath all the squash leaves. And at the very bottom, I decided to bring the Salicornia pacifica, or the pickleweed, out into the garden now. I'm using it at the very bottom of our pathway, just kind of hold dirt in place, and also see how it grows out here. This is just fresh water, and I am doing the saltwater foliar sprays, any kind of mixture between 100% saltwater to 10% saltwater going directly onto the soil. So that's helped a lot with the pest repellents, slugs. In particular, snails and slugs don't like the salt, but the plants aren't really reacting too bad to it. So don't be afraid to use salt if you use it properly. I'm building my stairway in so we can have better access to the garden, and I ran my irrigation underneath there with my timer and my electrical. We have beans starting off in our top bed. I just moved some kale. It's about the 4th day of transplant and it's perking up. We have our peppers. A lot of peppers made it all the way through winter time. The black cobras in particular are doing really well. The jalapenos came back great, and we planted all new bell peppers. And then we have our green tomatillos. Those are on the bamboo stakes. They're getting so big we tied them up. Last year they were all the way down into the pathway and I couldn't even walk through here, so this made it a little easier and looks nice. And first year we're doing good with the eggplant. We had tried the eggplant in the rows prior where we did the tomatoes. It didn't have much luck, but now in the raised beds with a lot of mulch and wood chips, they're doing good. We pulled a couple off already, and they're planted in here also with kale and some collard greens. And I plant the seeds of the collard greens and the kale really close together, so there's hundreds of little plants within these bunches. And now that they're getting appropriate size, I can dig them up and I transplant them all the way throughout the beds. So these are about 5-day-old, 6-day-old kale, and they're already growing again. I like them. The eggplant's doing great. We have 3 varieties of eggplant, and I just wanted to see which one does best, and so far all three are doing good, so can't say which one is prevalent. The berries are just starting. We have the boysenberries, and the mangoes are starting off also. Our raspberries got fried. I don't know if everyone heard about the California fires out here, but it got pretty hot, 100 degrees plus, and the wildfires tend to singe the raspberry plants. We didn't have them shaded at all. So a little bit of shade cloth probably would have helped us with that 100-degree weather, but we're trying to go cheap and we're trying to go natural, so that's what we get. And blackberries are doing good. So a couple different sections, but the raspberries just got totally fried and browned. The upper view of the garden. So everything's doing good. It's warming up. We're looking towards a good crop this year, and lots of onions, lots of strawberries, lots of eggplant, kale and collard greens, and we'll have some salsa verdes. Purple will be a cool color to have. And we're going to take you up to where the bedroom was. I'll show you the fish tanks once again, what's left of them. Now the seasonal thing, what I say about seasonal farming is you utilize the time of the year. So I showed you basically winter time last time, and the fish tanks were doing really good. A lot of time was being put into the fish tanks in the winter. That the garden didn't need a lot of attention, just the soil mending, and that's not all time consuming. So now we're hitting springtime, and the garden's getting lots of attention. We're kind of sizing down these saltwater tanks from the main tank, which was a mother colony tank, where it was more decorative and kept nice in the winter inside my bedroom, and it was easy to heat that little amount of water. So now that big tank is being broken down. Trying to see it without the glare, but the fish are still in here. Most of the live rock has been taken out. I've let the algae grow in there. But we started to take all those mother colonies that were in there, and I built another tank next to it. That's a frag rack. So we took those big pieces of coral that had been growing out. They're all thumbnail size. And fire corals, and you have pink parietes, phobites, all different colors of Monopora capricornus. Digitata is purple and orange. And then LPS also. So our brain corals and our frog spawns. And we have phobites and some acans and zoanthid colonies. Some candy cane colustrias. And it's going to be open for the big frog spawn colonies I have that still break up, and the green bird's nest. And a little shout out for that beautiful piece there. It's been going for at least 8-10 years. Keith Isola took that one originally. So that's the fish tank. Is that the big 4-foot by 4-foot grow table that I had out here has come off. I took apart the deep sand bed fish tank, so the temperature isn't a big issue of fluctuation now. I want to really maintain it at a lower temperature versus keeping that heat in the tank. So I got rid of the sand, and it's just an open 150-gallon sump, protein skimmer and chiller. It's real simple. The sump sock is down in there too. That gets changed daily. So you're looking at just now more of a sterile system in the springtime, where you're able to filter out all that gunk that's been building up over the winter time, and you're able to pull that gunk out through gravel vacuuming and through water changes. When you go to clean your sand bed out, eventually I'll take everything out of that main system, run it with fresh water, and I'll take the sand out and run more fresh water through that sand. It'll take all the built up organics out, and we'll apply that to the garden or to a compost pile. So then the saltwater experiments, where that saltwater has been going all winter long, is in this soil. And this soil's doing great. The kale, the onions, broccoli, everything's on about year 3 now, being in this salt adapted soil, I call it, and it's seeding. So I have kale seeds and I have broccoli seeds. I have lots of Swiss chard seeds. Now the celery is seeding. The roses did good. Thank God I don't kill a girlfriend's roses. Don't do that with your experiments. We had strawberries. Actually, I had the first ripe strawberry yesterday. It looks like we're about to have the second ripe strawberry. And these have been growing in salt water. This is the third year with these strawberries, and they're finally putting off fruit. The strawberries tasted great, the one that we had yesterday. The fig tree is also putting off little figs. So that's a nice little application there with the salt. The goldfish that I have in the 72-gallon bow front made it through the winter time. There's still about 10 of them in there. And now we just got to fill it up with some more water. The banana plants have started to grow. The sugar cane next to it is growing good. And the lettuce and the Swiss chard is now seeding. We have berries growing up. That old avocado dead branch there with our half pipe in the background. And then the Salicornia pacifica back here, which is done with the salt water from the fish tank, almost 100%. And maybe 50 gallons of fresh water every 3 weeks is all pulled on here at one time. So very little water and a lot of salt water application to this Salicornia, and it's doing really good. This is where I got my colonies for down in the garden from. It's real thick. It's real tender too, kind of hear it. It actually breaks and snaps, real crisp. Full of water, Salicornia pacifica. It's really good, salty. So forget about adding salt into cooking, use that stuff. Anyway, this is a update, and everything doing good in springtime. Now I gotta get back to working on the fish tank. Alright, have a good one guys, thanks for the time.